Hello everyone and welcome back to 2 Hours, 1 Life. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of baking, a little bit of building, and a teeny tiny bit of hunting. So I hope you all enjoy. The first thing that we need to do is get ourselves something to eat. So we're going to make an oven. Now we actually learned how to make an oven in the last episode, but we went through it so quickly that we'll talk about it again. We're just going to take one piece of adobe, hit it with a round stone, and then add another piece of adobe. This gives us an oven that we'll be able to add kindling to. But in order for this to be of any use to us, we're actually going to have to prepare some things to bake in the oven. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our sharp stone and we're going to run down into this yellow savanna biome. We're going to try not to get hit by a boar as we do so. We're going to find ourselves some ripe wheat. Now that we have wheat, if we want to make domestic wheat, we can right-click the sheaf to get a wheat seed. This can be planted in a row, and that makes wheat renewable, which is really nice. In order to refine this into anything we can actually use to cook, we first need to separate the wheat from the straw. If we hit it with a branch, either a straight branch or a curved branch, we'll get threshed wheat. We can separate it from the straw, pick it up with a bowl, and hit it with a round stone. This is going to give us a bowl of flour. Once we have a bowl of flour, we can add water to that to get dough. If I leave this, it will rise and I can make bread. But I don't have a knife yet, so if I make bread, I'm not going to be able to slice it or eat it, so I don't want to do that. Instead, I'll take a plate and I'll quickly add the bowl of dough to the plate. Each bowl of dough is going to give me 4 pie crusts. Now, there are a lot of different pie recipes. I'm not going to go through all of the pie recipes that are available. There are a couple of ways, though, that you can figure this out for yourself. If you hold a raw pie crust and open your crafting guide, you'll see that I'm holding a raw pie crust now. I can toggle between how do I make to figure out how to get it, or how do I use. And this list here is going to be comprehensive and show you all of the things that you can add to a pie crust in order to make a pie. Each of these different kinds of pie is going to count for a different yum. So definitely make sure that you check out this menu when you're playing and that you're maximizing your variety. Because we only have pretty basic ingredients here, I'm going to make all of the basic pies that I can. That will include berry pie, apple pie, berry carrot pie, berry rabbit pie, carrot pie, rabbit pie, rabbit carrot pie, and berry carrot rabbit pie. Once cooked, these 8 pies are going to count for 4 bites each. So that's 8 yums, 4 times. If I play my cards right, I won't have to make these pies again for 4 more lives, which sounds pretty good to me. One of the other things that I can make in this oven is actually a skewered goose, and I would love to have some cooked goose. So in order to hunt a goose, I actually need a bow and arrow. And I can reuse my snare here, cut the rope off of it, and add that rope to a U shaft in order to make a bow. I also have almost all of the ingredients that I need at camp in order to make arrows, except for a goose feather. In order to get a goose feather, you just need a Canada goose pond without an egg. If you touch it, the goose will go up into the pond and leave behind a feather that we can take. Then to finish off the arrow, I use a flint chip on the feather to get fletching. I add a thread to a skewer to get a tied skewer. Then in any order, I can add fletching to the arrow and an arrow head, which you cut out of a flint chip. You only need one arrow to kill a goose. Once you have chosen your goose, you do that. Now, arrows do have a chance to break, as this one did. You have a couple of options with a broken arrow. If you leave it, it will despawn in 10 minutes, or you can add a skewer to it in order to fix it. I think in this case, we will fix it. To cook the goose, you just need to skin it and add it to a skewer. Sometimes babies don't want to stay, and that's okay. So once you have all of your items ready to cook, you just transfer the fire into the oven and you wait for the flames to go out. Once the flames go out and you have a hot adobe oven, you can take turns cooking all of these raw items. A pie never tasted so sweet. And since I've made some hot coals here, I'm also going to cook rabbits and omelets again. Okay, so now that we have completed baking pies and making some additional food for ourselves this life, we can move on to our next big project, which is going to be laying out the farm. Now, I didn't want you guys to have to sit through me gathering all of the materials that we were going to need for this project. So I've gone ahead and lived a life in between the last one and now in order to gather all of these autumn leaves and all of this wheat. There's a lot of resources here, but I promise you didn't miss much. You already know how to gather wheat from baking earlier, and these autumn leaves are as simple as just waiting for a fruit tree, an empty fruit tree, to change seasons, and then using baskets to pick up the leaves. I swear, it was just a lot of waiting. A lot of waiting. So anyway, that's all you missed. And now today we can focus on actually building the farm. I do have a plan on what I want to do here. I have a design in mind. I think I've counted out most of the resources that we're going to need. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and do a little bit of a building montage for you, speed things up, and I will see you again when the farm is done. I don't even really know what to say. Let's just pretend like that didn't happen. Well, I said that I would see you back, and we are back now, and the farm is nearly complete. And we look exactly like we did when we started this video. So, um, there's no comment there, right? There's no comment. Anyway, I started this farm, and I just kind of started to lay in the crops that we already have. I put them together kind of based on how I use things. So I have some wheat planted up here in the corner, which we talked about. This is the makings of a Three Sisters stew farm. We don't have squash or pumpkins yet, but once we do, they'll go down here. I have some plans for some miscellaneous crops over here, like potatoes and cabbage. And then down here we have our jungle vegetables, our peppers and our tomatoes. We have onions. This will be where our domestic berry plot goes once we have domestic berries. We aren't ready for that yet, though, believe it or not. We'll talk about that in a later episode. And then finally, we have our little carrot plot. So we have kind of a circular farm design down here, and I've done that because I have plans for how I want to lay out the rest of the city. But I think I'm gonna keep that a bit of a surprise, and I'm gonna let you figure out how we do that. So, well, not figure it out. I'll let you see. It'll be a surprise for you. It's not a surprise for me, but it'll be a surprise for you. Anyway, let me know what you thought of today's video. I tried to make it shorter. I tried to do a build montage. We'll see how that goes. I'm speaking to my future editing self right now. Good luck, you poor soul. Anyway, but I kind of like this farm layout. It's unique. It's round, which is not something that I normally do. There's a lot of space for storage. And yeah, we really need to upgrade our well. So maybe in the next episode we'll do a little bit more smithing. We'll talk about how to upgrade this well. Maybe do a little bit of mining, but oh goodness, look at that. The beautiful crops are coming in. I'm just so happy. One more time, I'm just going to take a quick step back and admire what we've accomplished today. I mean, my goodness. I am happy. I am pleased. Ignore the mess, but I am pleased with this farm layout. I hope you guys are pleased too. Please let me know what you did think of this video. I am going to go ahead and end it here. We'll pretend that I'm dying of old age, right? Or close to it. If that thing that we shall not speak of hadn't happened, I think I'd be dying of old age right about now. Anyway, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. This has been super fun. Oh, goodness. No matter how much you play a game, sometimes some things never change, right? Anyway, thank you guys so much for everything. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. I hope you have a magical rest of your week wherever you are in the world. And that's about it. I'm a die now. Bye!